I wanted to try doing lamination on glass. I have done glass cutting boards before, but not on a glass from, say, a picture frame. So I picked up this picture frame at the Dollar Tree, very inexpensive, and I am going to be using a lamination sheet. So this is going to be a sublimation hack using a lamination sheet to sublimate on glass. Since this photo frame is 5 by 7, the glass is pretty much 5 by 7. So I am in Canva and I'm going to go to custom size. I do have Canva Pro. So some of the things that I do, you might need Pro for. So for the width, I'm going to put 7.5 because I'm going to have it the long way. And I'm going to put height at 5.5 and I'm going to create a new design here. And so I think the first thing I'm going to look for is elements, and I'm going to kind of type in stained glass and see what comes up here. Because I think that that would be really pretty on this, some stained glass image. Let's see here. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do for my design yet, but I just want to bring in something beautiful here. Let's see, I want to make sure that when I put welcome in there, we're going to be able to see that as well. So I think I will go with maybe this one is pretty. So let's see what we get here. I'm going to stretch this out and make it as big as my piece here. Now I am going to go to text because I want to add the words welcome. And then I'll add another text box to our home. And I'm going to change my font here. So first I'm going to stretch this, make it bigger so we can see it better. Get it centered there. I'll go down here a little bit. And let's see what we're going to use for color. See what white does here. And then effect, go to this one here, the outline. And I'm going to go with a different color on that outline, maybe black, and then make it a little thicker so that you can see it. And now I'm going to change the font up here. I've uploaded a lot of fonts from Creative Fabrica. I will have a link below to Creative Fabrica. They have a huge sale going on for their yearly membership for $47. Click my link and you can get that discount if it's still going on. So what I'm going to look for here is something I'm really stuck on this De Augustana, these retro. I really like that, but I don't think that's going to look good with this stained glass. So I'm just going to scroll down here and look at what I see. I don't like that either. Let's see. Oh, nope. Well, let's try this one. Welcome. And then I'm going to add to our home. I'm going to make this bigger and move this one up. Well, let's just work on this one for now and then we'll worry about moving it. So I'll find a different font for that. I kind of like a signature type, more for that, a script, I should say. Let's see, let's check this one out. Okay, so Love Twist. And I'm going to go to effects here again. I'm going to use an outline. And again, I'm going to outline it in black, but I'm going to change the color of the font to white. Whoops. Change the color of the font to white there. Whoop. No, still hasn't done it. I'll just highlight this, go up here and change the color of the font to white. See if it did it that time. There we go. Now let's see. Being this is going to be off about a 1/2 inch all the way around, I want to make sure that I am making that where it's going to be in the middle. Make this bigger. I'm going to be hanging this on my door. So now what I can do is, since I've got a font that I like here, I can go up here to this. Whoops, not that one. I'm sorry. This one. Oh, go back. This one, spacing, and I'm going to move the line spacing down so that home comes up further. There we go. And let's see. Let's centered. Maybe a little more centered here. Here. There we go. That's centered. Right now I'm going to look for another element and I'll see if I can find just a bird to add. Let's see. Stained glass bird. Oh, that butterfly is pretty. Let's see what that looks like. Make it smaller. Put it up here. Tip it maybe. Doesn't fit there. Make it smaller. And just stick it in here a little bit. Let's see if I can find a bird now too. Let's see. I just want some nice color on this. This bird, maybe make it smaller, and then I'll see if I can change the color on this as well. A little bigger. Throw it in here. Change the color. See if I can get it. Oh, I wanted something brighter than that. Let's see. See if I can get effects here. Border. Oh, nope, not that one. I don't want that. Let's see. Change the color here with maybe white. Kind of blends in, but let's see what I can do here as well. Edit image. Go into edit image here and see what we get. Filters. No, they're too light. Let's see, shadow. Maybe I can throw a shadow on there. Oh, that doesn't look too bad. So I'm just playing around here to give you an idea of things that you can add to this. I don't know that I'm going to keep that bird in there at this point, but maybe I'll toss another butterfly in there. Yeah, I'll just leave it at this for now. So now what I'll do is I'm going to download this. So, and I'm going to have it transparent background just because I can. And I'm going to raise my DPI up so that we're getting a good quality image. I'm going to download this and then I'm going to add it to a Word document. So I'm going to pull up Word here and I am going to turn this layout. I'm going to go orientation landscape. I'm going to set my margins to 0. I am just using an 8.5 by 11. So now I'm going to insert my picture here and I am going to bring this in so that I can print it, and I'm going to go to wrap and through on the layout option so that I can move it on my page here because I'm going to put that right in the center of the page. Now I'm going to go to my printer options and I'm going to go to print, and I'm going to be using my Epson EcoTank 2760 that I've converted over to Sublimation printing by adding Sublimation ink. And it says offline here, and that's just because I don't have my printer cable plugged in yet. I always use a printer cable so that I have a good consistent print. Wi-Fi does cut out. I suggest you get a printer cable. Okay, so now I'm going to go under my options and I want to make sure I have premium presentation paper matte selected, high quality. And under more options, I want to make sure that I am mirroring my image on this or my oh, wait, it's going on the back. I do not want to mirror the image for this because it's going on the back of that glass and it's going to be showing through. Oh, good catch, Cindy. All right, and then under image options, I'm going to make sure that I have emphasize more and emphasize thin lines. I just find that I get a better print from that, and then I hit OK. And now I'm going to go and print this. And And here is that image after I printed it. It came out real crisp and clear. I am so glad that I remembered not to reverse this. Now this is the thermal lamination pouch that I am going to be using. It's actually a lamination pouch, and so I'm just going to be cutting off a piece for this that fits the glass. I am going to be cleaning the glass with alcohol and a coffee filter. I like to use coffee filters because they are lint-free. It's just my choice for cleaning. So I trimmed that lamination pouch down to slightly bigger than the glass. A few things that I'm going to be using: heat resistant gloves because this glass is going to be very hot, a cutting mat for trimming the edges, and I'm going to be using an X-Acto knife for that as well. So now I have added protective paper to my press. I'm using the HTV Ront Auto Heat Press, and I have added a silicone mat to that. I'll have a link below for this mat. It works really well for sublimation with the HTV Ront Auto Heat Press. So now I'm laying the glass on top of the protective paper, and then I am putting the piece of the thermal lamination sheet on top, and so the matte side will be against the glass. The matte side of the thermal lamination sheet will be against the glass and the shiny side will be up. Then you're going to put a piece of protective paper over this whole thing. And now I'm going to press that at 385 degrees Fahrenheit for 60 seconds. My heat press is all heated up, ready to go. 385 degrees Fahrenheit for 60 seconds. And here it is. After pressing for 60 seconds, you can see that it sealed it nicely around there. So now you're going to carefully take this to the cooling mat with heat resistant gloves. You don't want to burn yourself. This is extremely hot. Now after this cooled down slightly, I put it on that cutting mat, and I'm still holding it with the heat resistant glove because it is still slightly hot. And then I am cutting right around the edge with an X-Acto knife. So here it is after I cut it out. It looks great. I did put an arrow on here. I do have a slight heat bubble. So all I did is I took my X-Acto knife and I put a little tiny pinhole in that. So if you have any air bubbles, just put a little tiny pinhole, because when we press it again, it will press most of that out. So now I am placing the glass on top of my design, and I am putting the lamination side against the design, and then I am taping it in place with heat resistant tape. And again, I'm using the HTV Ront Auto Heat Press for this. And so I have increased my time as high as it will go on my press to 99 seconds. But we are going to be pressing this at 385 degrees for 4 minutes, so 240 seconds. So basically, I am going to just repress this. As soon as it's done, I'm going to press the button again for about 2.5 sessions of the 99 seconds. So now you can see that I used HTV Ront paper for this as well, HTV Ront sublimation paper. So after I tape it down, then we're going to flip it over because we want the glass side down and we want the image on top of the glass, and it's all taped in place and ready to go. So again, we're going to be pressing this at 385 degrees Fahrenheit for 4 minutes. And here it is on the press right after I pressed it. It looks like the color came through really well. So I am transferring this to a cooling mat, and I put a clean piece of protective paper down on my cooling mat because I don't want to be picking up anything that might have been left residue from ink on my mat. Wow, it came out really crisp and vivid. I'm very happy with it. It's still laying on the protective paper. You can actually see it better on the paper because it is so beautiful. This is a good picture. I zoomed in to show you just how good it does look. So now I've taken my tool here and I am pulling out all of those pieces that would hold the frame, the glass in place. I don't want those in there because when I closed it, you could still see those in front of the glass or through the glass, and I just don't want those showing. So I pulled them out. Very easy to pull out. I decided to give the frame a little bit of color, so I am going to be using this quick dry paint and a brush. So I just put a light coat of paint on the frame, and then I took a coffee filter and I just rubbed most of it off. I just wanted it to stay in the grooves of this frame. Now I used a heat gun just to get it to dry a little bit quicker. Please be careful using the heat gun. These frames are very inexpensive and I got a little too close and it melted in a couple spots. It'll kind of flip up on you if you get it too hot. So just stay back if you're going to use a heat gun. And now I am just attaching the glass to the back side of the frame with a glue gun. And here it is in place on the hot glue, and it held really well. It looks really great, other than that top corner up there that you can see is where I got a little too close with the heat gun, so I'm going to add some flowers to that. Before I add the flowers, I'm going to hot glue a hanger on. And so I am just actually using a nice fine piece of twine. I put a knot at the end and I just buried it in hot glue inside the frame in the back. And here I am covering up my boo-boo with some pretty purple flowers. And of course, it wouldn't be complete without a beautiful bow. I just hot glued the bow on the front as well. It really turned out well. It really does give the look of stained glass. I've hung it on my door here and the light is shining through it and it is beautiful. The pictures don't do it justice. I took this picture from a side angle so that you could maybe see a little more of the detail without the sun blasting through it. I would say that this sublimation hack with a lamination sheet on glass is a win. I am really happy and pleased with how this turned out. I may add a wreath around it and put this in the center. What do you think? Leave me a comment. See links below for items that I've used in this video. And please like my video and subscribe to my channel. Have a great day.